First and foremost, the day's big story. Almost a year since she was found dead in a Delhi hotel, there is still no breakthrough in the Sunanda Pushkar death case. The last 36 hours have seen dramatic twists and turns. From the Delhi police investigating her death as a murder to Shashi Tharoor alleging a major frame-up. We'll get you the interview with the Delhi Police Commissioner, but before that, Ankit Tyagi files the latest.
Allegations of a framing attempt and the formation of a special investigation team. Developments in the mysterious death of Sunanda Pushkar have taken a series of dramatic turns in the last 36 hours. After deciding to probe the case as murder, the Delhi police is now all set to question Congress MP and Sunanda's husband Shashi Tharoor. DCP South will be heading the SIT and will monitor the probe closely.
जिससे भी हमें कांटेक्ट करना है और कब करना है, किस प्रकार से करना है, वो हमारा एक्शन प्लान है हमारे पास में। पूरी एसआईटी बनाई गई है। एसआईटी इसके ऊपर में काफ़ी गंभीरता से इसको देख रही है।
A letter written by Shashi Tharoor to the Delhi Police Commissioner in November last year has added a fresh twist to the case. In a letter dated 12th November 2014, Tharoor complained to Delhi Police about one of the Delhi Police officers intimidating and physically assaulting his servant to confess that he and Tharoor murdered Sunanda Pushkar. There is, however, still no clarity on what killed Sunanda. The AIIMS medical report has concluded that her death was unnatural and due to poisoning.
In medical science, it is a very complicated issue. There are various reasons of non-detection of poison. But the medical finding or autopsy finding is the conclusive finding to establish the cause of death.
As investigators probe injury marks found on Sunanda's body, the medical report from a Kerala hospital where Sunanda Pushkar had undergone treatment days before her death says that she was suffering from an autoimmune disease for which she was prescribed medicines. The doctors there say one of the side effects of the prescribed medicines was excessive bruising.
The probe into high-profile death of Sunanda Pushkar has now been fast-tracked. But a letter written by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor to Delhi Police Commissioner has added another dramatic twist in this case. Already the flip-flops in the autopsy and the viscera reports have shrouded Sunanda Pushkar's death into mystery. And a year since her death, nobody still knows what killed Sunanda Pushkar. In New Delhi with camera person Kashif, Ankit Tyagi for Headlines Today.
Let's now get you the exclusive Headlines Today interview with Police Commissioner Bassi. He came in for major scrutiny after he said yesterday that it could be a case of suicide, it could be a case of murder. Why then did the police press murder charges? That was the big question which I posed to the Delhi Police Commissioner when I caught up with him at the police headquarters earlier this evening. This is a Headlines Today exclusive. Police Commissioner, sir, there's been a lot of discussion across India about the Sunanda Pushkar Tharoor murder mystery. For 11 months you investigated it as a case of suicide. Suddenly you told people across the country that this is not suicide, this is murder. What made you change your mind, sir?
See, it's not suddenly. See, we have been conducting inquest proceedings under Section 174 CRPC. Once we came to a conclusion that registration of FIR is warranted, immediately FIR has been registered. And now we are investigating a murder case.
Are you suggesting that there have been new developments, new leads in the investigation which now make you believe that instead of suicide this could be a potential case of murder?
See, there is no doubt on that. On December 29 we got a report from the doctor, subsequent medical report from the board which had conducted the autopsy, and taking that into consideration and also taking into consideration various facts which had been discovered during the inquest proceedings, it was considered necessary to register a case of murder, and we have registered a case of murder, and now we will be investigating it to take the case to its logical conclusion.
So your press conference yesterday was very confounding for some people because you said that you're not sure whether Sunanda took the poison herself or somebody administered some chemical substance to her. How do you intend to be able to establish that?
No, you see, I will not say that we are not sure. This is what the medical board has opined. It could have been consumed orally, it could have been injected also it could have been injected also. So this is what what has been given in the opinion of the medical board. And now we need to investigate it further to come to a logical conclusion.
But the medical board said that this was an unnatural case of death several months ago. Why did it take so long for you to now form an SIT? This SIT could have been formed on day one or after 1 month?
You see, earlier also when the inquest was being conducted, it was being conducted under the supervision of senior officers. And now after registration of the case, because we want the best possible investigation, that is why we have formed an SIT headed by an officer of the rank of additional DCP.
Sir, Shashi Tharoor has hit out very hard, saying that this is a witch hunt against him, saying that there were 4 police officers who were investigating a servant of his, one of whom was thrashed black and blue, and he's reached out to you, he's written a letter in November to you complaining about this.
No, yeah, I did receive an email in this regard, and I had asked the concerned officers to look into it, and we didn't find any substance, and that is why if there is anything, if there was anything of this sort, it would have been brought to my notice.
So are you suggesting that what Shashi Tharoor is saying is not true?
Maybe his information is not correct.
So you're saying it's not correct because he alleges that he's suggesting that this could potentially be a political witch hunt, that you've got a BJP government in power, he's a 2-time Congress MP, and somehow the police is being used to turn the screws on a Congress leader.
You see, absolutely incorrect. I must say, we have been investigating this case on merit. Even the FIR has been registered on merit, and whatever investigation will be conducted, it will be conducted on merit with an eye on justice, and there is no pressure whatsoever.
Has anybody called you? Has there been any political interference about this case?
No interference whatsoever.
Is Shashi Tharoor a suspect in this case?
Once we complete our investigation, we definitely will be able to tell you, but as far as we are concerned, for us, anything and everything is possible.
So you will be calling Dr. Tharoor in for questioning?
So this will be decided by the investigating officer.
Because one of the points that he made in that letter is that he had a conversation with you on the 9th of November, which he wants to be taken on record. He says that in that letter, that please take this conversation on record. Why haven't you questioned him so far, sir?
Now, he has been spoken to, and as and when necessary, anybody and everybody who needs to be questioned will be questioned.
So there are people outside of Dr. Tharoor also
who
will be questioned.
Yes.
But you're saying that Shashi Tharoor is a suspect.
I'm saying anybody and everybody. You see, our case is open. We have not registered case against any definite person. We are now investigating this case as a murder case. Before that, it was being looked into as an inquest proceeding under section 174 CRPC after the registration of the FIR. It is a murder investigation, and this investigation is being carried out with an open mind, and whosoever is necessary to be examined will be examined.
One final question. So you're sending the viscera sample abroad for analysis at either a British lab or an American lab. What are you hoping that will throw up for you?
You see, there are certain issues which remain unanswered because the medical board wanted certain, certain information, and that information could not be obtained from the CFSL as well as from the FSL because certain facilities are not available with these labs. We are told that certain facilities abroad have the requisite facilities. So we will be using their services to get answers to those questions which still remain unanswered.
So one final question before I end. Some of the doctors I spoke to said that you can find out whether a particular substance was in Sunanda's body or not if you send it out abroad for a test. But you can't find out whether she took this herself or whether somebody injected her with that particular sample.
You see, that is how our investigation becomes relevant. We are going to investigate into the circumstances, and those circumstances and other evidence which we are going to gather will help us in reaching to a logical conclusion.
Because Subramaniam Swamy is making all kinds of comments. How will you ensure that the investigating officers just stay focused on the case without letting all the surround sound get to them?
You see, investigation is an art, and it is done under a law, under the law of the land. So in the process, you become immune to outside influences and talks. So anything and everything can be said about this investigation. As far as we are concerned, investigation will be carried as per the procedure prescribed by the CRPC, and it will be done on merit. An investigating officer does not get influenced by what is being said outside.
So you're saying there's no pressure. You're saying that this will be a job thoroughly done by artists who know what they're doing.
Yes.
There's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of curiosity and interest.
We
in
are
this
aware
case.
of it.
We wish you all the very best, Commissioner, for joining us in Headlines today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. And we hope that you're able to ensure a peaceful Republic Day for all of us.
Thank you very much.
The police commissioner there saying investigation is an art. It definitely cannot be a performing art. It can't be theatre. The police need to stay focused on their job without being sensational and come out with the truth. No kite flying, just the truth. That is what everyone expects, and we hope the police is able to achieve that. Let's now speak to another key character in this entire saga, Pakistani journalist Mehr Tarar. I caught up with her just a short while before now to understand what she is making of the police's latest claims, and will she cooperate if the police reaches out to her. Here is Mehr Tarar speaking exclusively to Headlines today. What does the third central character involved in the Sunanda Pushkar murder mystery make of the latest revelations by the Delhi police, terming this death not suicide but murder? Let's take you across live to Pakistan. Joining us from there is journalist Mehr Tarar. Mehr, what are you making of the police's claim that Sunanda didn't commit suicide? They're now convinced that she in fact was murdered.
As I said a few minutes earlier, it just shows a lack of, what should I say? They've not been able to investigate this case properly. They have not. The doctors have not been able to figure out what happened to her, because obviously a woman who was, all right, who was in good health, seemed to just died. Obviously, they have no explanation for that, and they do want to get to the bottom of this, but. What your police said, the police commissioner said in a statement yesterday was that they know she had been poisoned, but they don't know if she was poisoned or if she took the poison herself, poison herself meaning that it was accidental or suicidal, or I don't know. But they also added that they are going to. This is what I saw on TV, on the internet.
No, I just interviewed the police commissioner. And he says that all people who are in any way involved in this case will be called in for questioning. And that can include some of us journalists who were in touch with Sunanda at that time. Has the police been in touch with you? Are you prepared to cooperate with them and participate in this questioning, Mehr?
I said this last year too. I would be very happy in the sense that I want to put this behind me. I would answer any and every question related to this case as far as my involvement is concerned. That yes, I knew the person. I knew Mr. Tarar. I was in touch with him when I stopped being in touch with him, and our last conversation or my Twitter fight with her. I'm ready to talk about everything. I'm ready to answer each and every question. I said this last year. I'm saying this again, and this is the reason why I'm here through you. Because I can't call up the police and say, okay, please involve me in this thing. But if they want to ask me, if they want to question me on the phone,
has the police so far been in touch with you, Mehr? Has over the past 11.5 odd months anybody from the Delhi police reached out to you so far?
No, not a single call, not a single email, nothing. I have not. I said this last year. I think it was in June or July. If they call me, of course I would be happy to help. If anything I can tell them would help them to piece this together. If that could help them to reach a conclusion as to what happened.
The Delhi police has been pouring through Sunanda's phone, and they've recovered certain messages which have now been put out in the public domain. And in one of those messages, you're quoted as saying, "I love you, Shashi Tharoor, and I go while in love with you, irrevocably, irreversibly, hamesha, bleeding, but always yours, Mehr." The police believe that you are somehow involved in the dispute that Shashi was having with Sunanda.
But that is the message that was put on Twitter last year. That was the first message she sent. So how is this a new development? As I just said to you, of course we were in touch with one another. Of course we exchanged messages with one another. Of course we were friends. Everything that was tweeted and everything that she tweeted to me was distorted to the extent that a lot of words were changed. So I don't really know what's the addition here. This was the message that was put on the internet last year. This was the first message. So I don't know what they are hoping to get from this. This is nothing new.
No, because that's not the only message. That's not the only message the police has been able to access. There's another one in which you're quoted as supposedly saying, I don't know if it's true, but this is now out, and therefore I'll read it out. It says, Shashi, I'm not crying anymore. I'm not falling to pieces. I'm more lucid than ever. How little I knew you became visible to me.
But she tweeted this to me last year. So again, this is, as I said, my communication with Mr. Tharoor was in 2013. So I don't really know what messages she had, what words she added, subtracted. I don't really know. I can't really speak for that. I can't really say what she had, what she didn't have, what she saw, what she didn't see. All I said to you, and I stick to that. The messages she sent and to me, and the messages she posted on Twitter, everything was distorted. Everything. For instance, if I interviewed Umar Abdullah, she made it sound as if I was hatching another conspiracy against India or something. Or if I remember she tweeted to me that she had my emails and BBMs to other men. There's not a single person in 2013 that I had any communication with that could be held, what should I say? That could be objectionable to anybody or by anybody, or that would be of any kind of interest to anybody. But she even said that. I didn't even answer her there. I didn't even answer her when she said that to me.
Since
she said she has my
entire controversy broke, have you been in any form in touch with Dr. Tharoor, Mehr?
No, I emailed him, and I think I said this to media last year. I think I said this to you last year when I spoke to you. I sent him emails condoling with him, and other than that, I have not had any interaction with him at all. I mean, phone or messages or.
Because I just got off an interview with the police commissioner, and in that he said that Shashi Tharoor is a possible suspect. He said that everybody concerned with this case will be called in for question, and he didn't rule out Shashi Tharoor being a possible suspect in this case.
Why do you make it sound as if that's a very unusual thing? I think in any case where a spouse dies in under unusual circumstances, the first suspect is always the spouse. That I think that is international protocol. I think that's what happens in any country. So what's the big deal about this? Obviously they would like to know if what I would like to say here is that instead of doing a media trial of Mr. Tharoor or me or A, B, C or D, I think it would be fair to just leave this to the police and just let them concentrate on the case for a change, instead of feeding them assumptions or feeding them what this could have happened or that could have happened. Because as Kiran Bedi said in one of her interviews yesterday, again somebody sent me a link, and she said that there has to be a motive. What was the motive here? Why would her husband or anybody close to her would want to do her any harm? That is the question which people don't seem to be asking here.